Hey everybody, this is Mike. This is Michael W. Hull channel, and I'm here to present some more videos to you. I'm doing a couple this evening. One is from the Prep Level RCM series, Royal Conservatory of Music in Toronto, and some of you are working on this privately, others in courses. So I'm going to play first for you a piece by Florian Lambert, born in 1942, and this piece is used with permission for the RCM. It's part of their series. It's qualifying piece for the Preparatory Level certificate program. It's called Dance of the Islands, or Danse des Îles en français. So Dance of the Islands. I'm going to play it first and talk about the form. It's a short piece. It's got two main sections. The one theme. So it states this very simple movement of the long, short, and then a series of quarter notes. Then you have the sustained dotted half notes and against the bass line in the second section. And he mixes that up a bit. So the melody is rather simple and straightforward, but it's a really good study of just counterpoint. The strings are open. It's a prep level piece, so the complexities as far as notes, it's really just the open strings and the bass, so you're playing with thumb. I would definitely play free stroke there. I played rest stroke throughout this. It's not necessarily necessary, but I mean, it's good to control your free stroke. It's good to have a dependable free stroke, but the young player is really, it's you're more secure with a good rest stroke because you can feel where the next string is, and you need to be able to be good at that anyway. I was always a really good free stroke player and not the best rest stroke player, and now I've turned it around, obviously in later times here, but. They're both necessary. So the fingering is mostly I and M, and it's all I and M and P. So you need to have this automatic, this mastery of switching fingers all the time. That's the classical technique. There are, in the bass line, ties, but there are also times where you dampen the string with the thumb. You can reach with a finger if it's available, the left hand, but if you can control that thumb enough to get to the spot, see, it's totally necessary to observe the ties, but equally necessary to get the rests as they come up. The second half is more the long notes against the quarter notes in the bass. Tie and then a rest. Now in measure 12, everything is open, so you can reach over and nudge the string, the fourth string, if you want to damp that way. So that's, I mean, we're talking about ways to make the music sound really excellent. You can play all the notes and not even notice these things. The decay of the strings is such in the guitar that, you know what, it may not even make a difference sometimes. But the better player you get to be, the more sensitive your ears are, and you'll appreciate that, being able to get the nuances. So that is The basic structure of the piece, there are dynamics. He basically, mezzo forte, you just want to be heard, don't be tentative. And then in the second section, forte, so it's good if you can get that forte, and then mezzo forte, forte, mezzo. Use the third finger on the A right underneath that DC all fine. DC all fine means da capo all fine. Go back to the beginning, da capo, and take it to the fine, which is the final, or the end. Use the third finger on the A, not the second, because that is a familiar, like an A minor shape. You're not playing the whole A minor chord, but use that so you can easily get to the second finger as you go back to that second measure after the DC. You have to think about context and what's ahead and what's around you. It may seem expedient or prudent to use a certain finger at a certain time, but you got to think about what fingers are in use or what's going to be in use. Where are the connections? You have to connect. So that's that. And when you come to the very end of this piece, you're stating the theme again. It's an interesting ending. It seems abrupt unless you follow the retard. Now, I take it a little bit more. I take the seventh measure here. Then I round off the eighth measure. So, and that gives it a good ending. See, it's the opposite of what sports are. Sports, like when you run, literally, you run track or cross country, and I've seen this because my son did that. You try to make a flourish at the end. You try to run faster. In music, it's like landing an airplane. So we try to round off and make it sound like it's coming to an end. We don't, in classical guitar, we're not depending here on studio engineers to fade out like you hear in the radio, and recordings. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the formula. That's a way to market music. But when we're performing, we need to think that way. So you see, even at the preparatory level, don't despise small beginnings, because the prep level music is really nice, really good stuff. And you want to learn alongside of learning to read, sight read, get a masterful technique. You want to definitely be sure to practice musicianship, musicality. How is this synthesis of information coming together? How does this relate to your musicianship and your theory and the other books in the RCM you're doing? How does that all relate? Excuse me. Look for examples of what you see on those pages talking about intervals, minor keys, key signatures, time signatures. Understand that. So it's not going to take away from the mystique or the mystery of music, learning basics like that. So that's a lesson on Dance in the Aisles, and I hope that helps. Take care, everybody. Well, there we go.